2, 1. Blast off. And welcome to the Cosmic Cafe Show, where the paranormal is normal. This is our live evening edition. Today's date is January 13, 2016. And over the next few minutes, we are going to highlight what we feel are the best in space. UFOs, aliens, abductions, Bigfoot, ghosts and hauntings, as well as a video clip which caught our eye today. I really swear I ought to get myself one of those eye patches and a parrot. One of these days, maybe for Halloween this year, I will actually come up with some sort of a little eye patch and a parrot. So I can talk like a parrot. No, talk like a pirate. Talk like a parrot. Talk like a parrot. Oh my. One might think that I've been drinking this evening, but that would just be totally wrong to be drinking before doing a live national broadcast. Well, actually it's international, because who knows? We could have people all over the nation, all over the globe tuning in. And who would blame them? Because guess what? Tonight we are expecting Lorien Fenton to be our guest. Yes, we have an extra special guest, friends. Yay! As the show gets more and more popular, we're getting more and more guests. And Lorien Fenton is a national radio host for the California MUFON Radio. Yes, you heard correctly, the Mutual UFO Network. She does a radio program for them, and she's been doing it for a long time, and she's a super awesome lady. And she's also actually an upcoming guest on the Cosmic Cafe Show's TV program. And that will be distributed nationwide to our 60 plus TV stations that carry the Cosmic Cafe Show. And let's see, what else do we got going on? Oh my gosh, we got all kinds of things going on. So Lorien's going to be here in about 10-15 minutes. So we'll be pitter-pattering and dragging our feet until we see her come online. But just so you know, hopefully she was having some computer issues and some internet connection issues. So if she doesn't make it on, we'll definitely get her on soon. But she is scheduled to be on tonight, and I was chatting with her just about 15 minutes ago. So we will hope that everything, all the gremlins, all the ghosts, everything goes into alignment and she makes it on. So go tweet, go share, heck, even call your friends up. I know, what is that call thing? It's when you take like a telephone and call. Yeah, this kind of reminds you of like a 1980s cell phone, huh? One of those brick phones. Believe it or not, it's actually my office phone. I know, it's kind of embarrassing these days. Really, I do have an iPhone. I think I've shown it to you guys before, which runs on the super fabulous T-Mobile network, by the way. Absolutely loving their LTE service here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. Okay, so anyways, go out, call your friends, text them, go next door, knock on their door, tell them that, hey, in a few minutes, Lorien Fenton, a legend within the industry, is going to be on the Cosmic Cafe Show. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for Lorien to get all the technical things, I'm seeing some stuff. So she looks like she, you know what? While we're pitter-pattering and talking about her, let me see if I can get her on. I'm making a video call to her right now using the Skype. We'll see if she picks up. She did pick up. She picked up with a graphic image. She has no video. Lorien, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can. It looks like your video's not coming through right now. Was that by design?
Well, it's only because I didn't even realize that Skype was connecting. Let's turn it on here. Let's see what happens.
We'll do a quick test here. There we go. There's our famous radio show host. You might want to get rid of some of that headroom there so it centers better on the screen once I bring you up. I'm going to go ahead and do the paranormal headlines. It's going to take me about 10 minutes to get those while you get yourself situated there. So if you want to hang in there for a moment, and we'll go ahead and get to you in just momentarily, okay?
Okay. Can you stay with me for one more second?
Sure.
Are we live?
I don't have you broadcasting live. I just have you on my computer. I can see you. The people can hear you. So please, no curse and no profanity.
Oh, great. I love it. Yeah, I can't sit here and have fun. Well, the reason I'm asking is because I'm trying to set up this microphone, and it doesn't seem like it's working. But if you can hear me okay, then I'm not going to switch.
You're loud and clear. In fact, tell you what, I'll do a real quick test of the video feed to see if your video is coming through okay for our folks. Hang on a second there.
Okay.
And yeah, they will be able to see you. So let me go ahead and I'll go to the show's headlines. You can wave to everybody if you want real quick. Hi, everybody. So we got Lorien on the line. She's going to sit on the sidelines here for a couple of minutes while we do our headlines for today's paranormal news. And then we'll go ahead and get straight to Lorien. Okay? So sit tight there. If you want to mute your...
mute away here like a good talk show host.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and hang out there, and feel free to laugh at my stupid jokes if you want. Or if you need to put yourself on mute, go ahead and do that too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scoot on over to our headlines. Let's go ahead and pull up that slide there, and there we go. There is a picture of you, as I was just mentioning to our folks out there. You will be on an upcoming episode of the Cosmic Cafe Show's nationally syndicated television program, and that's us on the set of at the studio. And so I have a slide of you up there, so everybody can see that yes, you are a future guest. It'll be broadcast here in the next couple of months to our nationwide network of TV stations. But in the meantime, let's get on to our top story for the day. And that is thanks to our friends over at America's Most Haunted for tweeting this story from David Castelvecchi, I hope I pronounced that correct, of Nature.com. And physicists for months have been buzzing, like little buzzing bees, buzzing about the possible detection of gravitational waves, finding that would confirm one of the key predictions of Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity. Hello, General. Actually, just a couple of days ago on January 11th, that would be 2 days ago. Yes, that would be a couple. Well, anyways, on January 11th, that speculation exploded in a frenzy of media headlines after excited physicist. Can you just imagine what an excited physicist would look like? It's like, yes, I think we actually did come up with something. I am so excited. Yes. Anyways, so excited physicists spilled some of the gossip online. So, do the scientists have evidence of gravitational waves? And if so, what does it mean? Well, to find out, read the full article, and I'll include that on our daily specials recap so you can get the full article. Go straight there. It's actually quite lengthy, so I'll go ahead and let you check it out if it's something of interest to you. If not, we will move on to first up on today's space and UFOs headlines. We have this story from Internet Rumors. The creator of a fake Canberra UFO video. Now hold on a second here. That just seems so impossible to believe that somebody would actually fake a UFO video. Okay, well that aside, a faked UFO video reveals how he accidentally, let's get those quotey things out there. By the way, I just noticed I'm really dark. I forgot to turn my lights on. There we go. Hey, you guys can see me. Hello, everybody. Now you're not looking at a dark shadow. Okay, so anyways, he had a dark, I'm the dark one. He had accidentally fooled the world with his hoax video. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. But anyways, he says the video showed a peculiar ball of light exploding over Australia's capital. Actually, we did report on this. I think it was back in December. And it resulted in a whirlwind of speculation of what could be responsible for the phenomenon. Was it a ball of lightning? Was one explanation. Well, unsurprisingly, aliens were another explanation. But proving yet again that the simplest solution is probably the best. YouTuber Johnson Thompson. Wow, a guy with a rhyming name like Johnson Thompson. Oh, if I was only back in my school boyhood era, I would make so many jokes that would be so inappropriate for this right now. All right, anyways, sorry. No offense to Mr. Johnson or Mr. Thompson. No offense to neither of the two guys. Anyways, Johnson Thompson said it was an experiment gone wrong that set the viral hoax in motion. Yeah, right. Experiment gone wrong. You know how many experiments that have gone wrong for me and it didn't go viral anywhere? Man, oh man. Anyways, okay, so according to the amateur video editor, the recent acquisition of Adobe After Effects led them to begin working on their compositing, quote unquote, their little compositing skills. And blah, 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 one thing leads to another, and they create this crazy video that they claim never intended to go viral or fool people, and yeah, right, whatever. Anyways, in fairness to Yahoo 7 News from Australia, "Aye, mate, another shrimp on the Barbie?" Yeah, we love those Aussies down there. Sorry, I'm watching the video of Lorien on the side. She's like she's busted up of it. I hope I don't kill her from laughter. Folks, I wish you could see this. Next time I will post her video on the side. So anyways, she's like shaking her head. No, don't do that. She's turning in a new shade of red. Anyways, from laughter, that is. Will you we're going to provide the full article link so you can go ahead and read, and they also have this pretty cool how-to video, how they did it, how they did the hoax. So if that's something you're interested in, go for it, my friends. All right, speaking of hoaxes, well, no, I'm sorry. Anyways, seriously, for our aliens and extraterrestrials category today, we have this tweet from George's VD, no relation to venereal disease, brand. And sorry, I just saw her shaking her head. She's probably Lorien, you can unmute yourself if you really want. You can kind of do that Ed McMahon laughter in the side.
I'm afraid to do so, Eric. I really am. I'll be laughing too hard. You go ahead. I'm muting again.
Okay, I don't want to get you in trouble. I get in enough trouble myself. All right, anyways, this 10,000-year-old cave painting of aliens and UFOs. It's actually a very intriguing video produced or put out by Alien Mysteries. And we're actually going to show a clip of it for our video clip of the day. So that's going to be up in just a couple of minutes. So hang on for that. And for our not a real sponsor category, well, wait, yes, of course, Golden Gate Domains. If you're a regular viewer, you know by now, goldengatedomains.com is actually not a sponsor because they're really us. We own goldengatedomains.com. And it is a reseller of the popular GoDaddy services. So basically, everything's the same, just lower, better pricing for you. In fact, I have to tell you, I was just on my GoDaddy account earlier today because you have to have a GoDaddy account in order to have the reseller account. And I have a few old domains that I've had for probably about a decade now. And they're coming up for renewal. And I was looking at the pricing. And believe it or not, one of my .com names that I've had forever was like about 15 bucks to renew. And this other .com domain that I've had for less time was like only 12 bucks. And I'm thinking, what's up with that? So you know what? I'm just going to transfer them all over to my Golden Gate Domains hosting service. And you know what? If you want to save money, if you're with some of those other expensive providers out there, why don't you do it? Because what we do is we buy them as a reseller for wholesale, put a very tiny markup on it, and then pass the savings on to you. So you can get your domain name, kind of like Cosmic Cafe Show. You can have your hosting, kind of like CosmicCafeShow.com, and you can be a happy camper like me. All right, so enough of that. Onward and upward. Yes, for our abduction experiencer category tonight, thanks to our friends over at UFO Stalker for tweeting out this interesting tweet. A person who lives near Ottawa, Canada, who was under regression, tells their story of being manipulated by aliens while having a near-death experience. Now that's very fascinating to us. In fact, we actually did our own live video at the studio, actually the same day that we had Lorien as a guest. We had Lori McDonald and Bob Evans. And Lori McDonald, if you've watched our recent TV episode, she is a certified hypnotherapist, and she regressed Bob Evans, who you may know is one of our guests that always talks about planet Nibiru and the Anunnaki. And some very interesting things came out of that session of regression. So, by the way, the UFO Stalker thing, we have the link up there for you. So if you want to go check out their full story, please do so. Okay, so for our Bigfoot category, we have, this is interesting. Just after Snitch, Sean Penn, met with El Chapo of the Mexican cartel, he also was spotted meeting with the even more elusive Bigfoot. Yes, folks, we knew you. Lorien is just about falling out of her chair. I see her laughing so hard. Well, hopefully you're laughing just as hard. Moving on to our ghosts and hauntings category. Yes, thanks to CMT, and I presume that would be Country Music Television, for tweeting out this story. And it's basically Kelly Pickler, you know, from American Idol and all that, you know, great country singer and everything. Wonderful woman. Well, guess what? She has put down the microphone and picked up the flashlight to do some serious ghost hunting. Yes, I did say ghost hunting. I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say ghost haunting? I mean, ghost hunting. Yeah, anyways, I personally believe it's a brilliant idea. She can serenade the ghosts and get them to show themselves. Oh, come out, ghosts, come out. I mean, could you imagine Kelly Pickler singing and getting those ghosts to come out for us? I'm loving it. Well, if you love it, hey, guess what? We got the video link and the article link on cmt.com. It'll be on our daily recap, which you will get tomorrow morning if you subscribe to our email on our website, Cosmic Cafe Show. Also, all of these stories, if you don't want to wait till tomorrow morning and you want to go check them out now, go to our Twitter, type in, or go to your Twitter, type in CCS Live. Actually, it's easier if you go to our Twitter. And please, you know, search the hashtag and you'll find all the stories. So with that, let's go ahead and get to our donations. By the way, we have Lorien. She is anxious to get on the air. We will be with her in just about 2 minutes. But hey, if you got a inclination, you're enjoying the show, please go ahead and donate. You can find that on our website, CosmicCafeShow.com. And with that, let's go to our video clip that we promised you earlier about the ancient cave paintings. That's going to take about 30 seconds to play. Let's get over there and show that. And the video, there we go. And we got their nice little intro. We always got to give credit to the folks that produce these things, and it's going to go right into their cave paintings things.
I know I have done a report on this before, but the story is popping up all over the news again. A 10,000-year-old cave painting depicting UFOs and alien beings has been discovered in central India. According to archaeologist J.R. Boggatt, these paintings show aliens like those shown in Hollywood movies. Located about 130 kilometers from Raipur, these paintings are what some researchers are saying is definitive proof aliens visited us in ancient times. The beings in the paintings have long necks, large black eyes and 3 fingers,
All
which is
right, and it
exactly
looks like
how
we're pretty
modern-day
much done with
abductees
that video,
describe
so
what
let's
we
go
now
ahead
call grays.
and get over to our guest, Lorien Fenton. Here she is. Lorien, there you are. Are you unmuted?
I am now. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you? Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. I was contemplating the other day about my appearance on your show, and I
Yes.
realized I never concluded the story. I never told the 3 points about it that happened afterwards, and I was like, oh, these people are going to hear this crazy story about me getting sick and everything happening to me with no punchline. So, it'll be interesting to see what people have to say because they have no idea why I'm telling that long, boring story for no punchline to go with it. So,
No, you were telling the story to let everybody know how you actually got into being your radio program. In fact, you know what? I didn't do you any justice. I need to let everybody know your resume. So if you don't mind hanging on one quick second, let me just go ahead and let people know a little bit about you.
Oh, sure. Well, if you'd like to do it, you go right ahead.
Okay, let me go ahead and do it.
Usually I end up doing it.
I'll let you just go ahead and sit there and blush while I say all these nice things about you. So just so everybody knows, it'll take me just about a minute here or less. Lorien became actively involved in the San Francisco Bay Area UFO community after almost dying from a mysterious form of pneumonia during the H1N1 scare of the summer of 2009, and that's what she was just referring to. She told the story on the TV show. It was that near-death experience which propelled her into doing the work she loves in a community that she has been passionate about her entire life. So we definitely share that passion, but luckily I haven't nearly died like she has. Lorien is the MUFON Marin and Sonoma Counties Section Director. She holds meetings in Petaluma, California on the first Sunday of every month. And if you're
Saturday.
I'm most apologize. Thank you. Saturday of the month. Visit MUFONMarinSonoma.com to go ahead and find out more about that. Lorien's nonprofit Conscious Community Events produces UFO Con, held annually in April and October, the weekend of Columbus Day in October. And the one that's coming up in 2016, I believe, is going to be right here in the Bay Area near San Jose. And
it will be, but we're not doing April this year. There's been some problems, and we're just not going to do it, but we'll do October.
Okay, so looking forward to October. In fact, hopefully yours truly may actually be involved with that event in several different capacities. So more of that to come as we get closer and we can also figure out the details.
Exactly.
She also produces one thing that's really intrigued me is she produces the Super Soldier and Mind Control Summits. And she's done this from 2012, 2013, 2014. She's also currently planning an extensive mind control summit, which will cover the topics of targeted individuals, transhumanism, super soldiers and monarchs, and much more. And this is coming up in the May of 2016, and it's going to be over in Las Vegas. The website for that will be mindcontrolsummit.com. And if that's not enough, she has three weekly shows, and they are the Fenton Perspective. Those are Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard, 8 p.m. Eastern, and that's on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. She also does the Fenton Interviews Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on the veteranstruthnetwork.com. And the show that I will be on coming up here in about roughly an hour and a half. Is that right? An hour and a half? Yeah. At 8 p.m. tonight, I will be on the first half hour of California MUFON Radio. And that's on the InceptionRadioNetwork.com. The radio shows let's see here. I don't understand what I wrote there, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that. And you know what? I've said enough. I need to take a drink of water. So, Lorien, I'm going to let you say hello.
Great. Hi, everybody. It's so wonderful to be here. Hey, Eric, what are we talking about today? Do you want to talk about mind control? Do you want to talk about aliens? What do you want to talk about?
I feel like you're using your mind control techniques on me already.
Hey, I don't have any mind control techniques. This is so bizarre that you said that because people call me all the time and go, I don't want to come to your summit because I'm afraid you'll mind control me. And I'm going, that's not what the summit's about. It's about all the people that have come forward and talk about having been mind controlled, like Kathy O'Brien, Arizona Wilder. I go on and on with the Monarch women. I know one of them is one of my best friends, Misha Johnston, and she's also a MyLabs person. And what we're finding out is that a lot of people that are targeted individuals have alien contact and are in the super soldier and mind control programs. They are all connected. At first, when I first started out in this whole conference producing gig, I call it, because it's really more of a gig because you don't really make any money. It's like you do it for the passion of it, not for for the money of it. It's definitely a love thing.
Sounds like my radio program or my TV program.
Exactly. It's the same thing. You do it because you love it and you're passionate about it, and because what happens to a lot of us that people don't realize is that we've actually become warriors in the battle. And there's definitely a battle going on, folks, between the dark forces, whether they're in the military or they're in the CIA or the FBI, or you go on and on and on. There's dark forces out there trying to keep us from getting the truth out. Now, the problem is these guys have been spinning what the truth is for so long that we're always out here just gathering morsels and crumbs, trying to put all the stories together to get this out to the public. And you would maybe you guys wouldn't be shocked, but I'm always amazed and shocked because I'm so naive about this whole thing. Well, at least I was naive about it. Back 5 years ago when I started doing all this, I was extremely naive. But I've really, so many things have happened. I don't know where to start, but I can tell you this, folks. Every time I put on a mind control conference, something crazy happens at the conference, and if it isn't at the conference, it's immediately right after.
Do you have an example?
Oh my God, do I have examples? I'm going to talk about, and I wasn't going to talk about this today, but I guess we're going there right off the bat.
Well, hey, it's not like I have a gun to your head or anything.
No, not necessarily.
Maybe it's my mind control on you.
Exactly. You're using all that control on me. There, what can I say, Eric? I'm going to talk about two things that happened. 2013, a mind control summit in Henderson, Nevada, right outside of Las Vegas. Misha Johnson was speaking, Miles Johnston was speaking, Carrie Cassidy, Dr. Why is it out of my head all of a sudden? Dr. Robert Duncan, Solaris Blue Raven, Max Spears, James Rink, Aaron Green Hicks. The list goes on and on and on, folks. Oh,
That's
Michael
amazing.
Prince, James Casbolt was there. It was a wild conference. Derek Robinson from the Targeted Individuals groups, he was there representing them. And it was a crazy, crazy day. Oh, Melinda Leslie, how can I forget Melinda? She was there also. I mean, I call it the hit parade of who's mind controlled on the planet, or who's being targeted, or who's being MyLab. It truly was the hit parade, I gotta say.
So what happened?
Well, here's what happened. Saturday night, everybody goes to bed, and I'm like, I go to bed at 2 or 3, I think, and that's pretty early for me at a conference. Usually I go to bed at 4 or 5 and get up at 7 or 8.
Oh, gosh.
I went to bed early that night, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get 4 hours sleep. This is going to be fantastic.
Woohoo, 4 hours.
Yeah. And the next day I get up, and everybody's down at my registration table yelling at me about being abducted last night. I'm going, oh, you guys are so full of it. And literally 2 people were yelling at me, how could you let this happen? I'm like, what do you mean, how could I let it happen? I didn't even know about it.
Wait, so everybody was saying that they were abducted? Is that what you're saying?
Abducted, and it wasn't an alien abduction, it was a military abduction.
So the guests or the speakers,
the
or
speakers.
everybody?
A lot of the speakers, let's put it that way. There are about 24 people there that were considered speakers or presenters or what have you. And out of about 22 or 24 people, we figured 15 of them had been taken.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I did believe him, Eric. I was like, I'm sitting there going, you guys are really wacko. No wonder everybody thinks you guys are nuts. And, I this whole thing.
They're pulling your leg, right? They all got together.
I thought they were just trying to really upset me. I didn't know what they were doing, because I wasn't happy about hearing this. I was like, don't say this in front of all the attendees, Don't tell them you've all been taken, So anyhow, so the next day on Monday, I have to do a live radio broadcast at 5 p.m. Pacific. And Melinda's in the room with me and Aaron Green Hicks and my buddy, he didn't get taken though. I can't remember his name. Anyhow, I have Todd. Yeah. Todd was on. Todd Michael. Oh, amazing guy. Absolutely amazing. You guys should check out his books if you can find them. Anyhow, Todd, Melinda, and Aaron, and one other person were guests on my show that day, each for about a half an hour. And while they weren't on the show, they were in my bathroom all talking about the abduction thing. So on the break, at one point, I went into the bathroom and I said, God, you guys got to stop this. You're just you're making it have a life. If you keep giving it legs and all this insanity, you're just going to keep perpetuating it, right? So I really yelled at them, and they were all kind of like, admonished, and they all like slinked off after the radio show. And then I left and went home. Okay. By June, this is the end of May. The middle of May. By the middle of June, I'm getting phone calls almost on a daily basis about the middle of June from everybody in the conference saying that James Casbolt had interviewed with James Rink on his Super Soldier website, and that James Rink had done a regression with him. And James Rink is not a regressor, folks. The guy is, I love him dearly, but he's not a certified hypnotherapist. He doesn't have a license. He shouldn't be doing so-called regressions. So he does this bizarre thing with Casbolt, and they put it all up online, and it's live up there for everybody to hear. And I'm thinking, great. And it says that there was alien sex going on and all kinds of weird things, and I'm not going to go into the gory details, but they were
please go into the alien sex part.
Oh, no, I can't, because there's a lot of crazy stuff around all this, I'm telling you.
In all seriousness, real quick, I just want to let anybody that's tuned in a little bit late, we have Lorien Fenton on with us, and she's a host for California MUFON Radio. She puts on quite a few different seminars in the paranormal and UFO and experiencer industry. So go ahead and continue, Lorien.
Well, so anyhow, I'm talking to these guys, and everybody's, Lorien, you got to get him to stop. He's saying all of our names live on air, and you got to get him to, stop doing this stuff. And I'm like, oh, great. So I called James. I said, look, this thing didn't happen. And he's like, yeah, it did. And I said, no, it didn't. You guys are just all having mass psychosis. Come on my radio show, and we'll break it apart. And I said, maybe it did happen. I don't know, but I want to get us on the radio show, and we'll dispel any rumors about all the stuff that Michael was talking about, because what he was talking about was really fantastical. And no wonder people think everybody in the community is a whack job, because these stories get legs, and people go, oh yeah, they're having alien sex with, whatever. Anyhow, I can't even go into the details because they're so ridiculously gory and crazy that I won't even talk about it. But anyhow.
Oh, come on, Lorien.
No.
You're teasing it. We're not on a regular TV show. You could probably skirt the...
Anyhow. So I bring him on the show, and he's pretty good about the whole thing. And I kept saying, now, James, you realize that we don't have any solid proof and blah, blah, blah. So I thought I had put this whole thing to bed and gotten rid of all the rumors and craziness around it. And everything's fine for the summer. And this is the summer of 2013. And the next thing I know, it's September. It's nice little fall here in Marin County, California, where I live. Everything's great. The phone rings one afternoon, and it's Melinda Leslie. And she calls, and she goes, Lorien, I got to talk to you. I go, what? What do you want to talk to me about, Melinda? She
Yeah.
goes, well, ever since the conference, I've been having a horrible time, just a really horrible time. Sorry, folks, I'm going to sneeze, so I'm trying to stop it before it happens. Anyhow, so she said, I'm having a horrible time. I'm having like PTSD problems. I can't
And that would
sleep
be
without
post-traumatic stress
stress
disorder
disorder
because they're in
problems.
the military. So, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she um, she had to sleep with the lights on. She's had a lot of things going on that I'm not going to go into all the details. But the point was, she was really suffering from what she thought was a very traumatic experience. And I said to her, okay, look, I've been hearing, she goes, the abduction really happened and you've got to listen to me. And I said, okay. I said, I really try to keep an open mind. That is one thing I do. I mean, I may, speak out right away, and maybe I shouldn't, because now I'm starting to realize a lot of this stuff is real. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll listen. So I'm listening to her. And the day after it happened, or the morning after it actually happened, she writes everything down. She has total recall of these events. She can remember them. Unlike the rest of us who this happened to, we were drugged and we don't remember squat and who knows what, why, or how. But they can erase my memory easily. There's not a whole lot to erase, apparently.
So when you say we, are you including yourself in the
Oh
group that was
yeah.
abducted?
Okay. So here's what happens. So I hate telling the story because it just proves how naive and crazy I am. But who knows? Maybe I don't know. But anyhow, let me get back to the story. So Melinda's starting to read what happened to her. She's saying, yes, they took us down to the room, and the guy that took me was wearing. And the minute she said he was wearing, or the second she said it, I had a flashback. I suddenly am back in the hotel room. A guy's dog tags are clicking in my forehead or in my face. They're dangling down and hitting me in the face. And
Okay.
I looked up and I recognized the person, and he was wearing a tan T-shirt,
Uh-huh.
camo military pants, and one of those little short-brimmed, kind of short height
Uh-huh.
caps that they wear in the military.
Okay. Sounds like something out of a romance novel, Lorien.
Well, yeah, well, hey, now, and he's saying, get up and get dressed, dang it, or something to that effect. And I'm like, and I'm muffling, all I remember is hearing myself go, like that.
Uh-huh.
And I saw this outfit, and the second I had this vision or this sight or this recall, I said, Melinda, stop. And I said, he was wearing, and I finished everything she had written down, verbatim.
Wow.
Exactly.
And you hadn't seen it. You hadn't seen her notes before.
No, I hadn't seen her notes. I thought that, I thought they were all nuts. I didn't pay any attention to anything, to be honest.
Wow. Wow.
So, and then she keeps reading, and she reads off who was there, what happened, the whole 9 yards. And it was basically a military dark operation. They did use drugs on all of us. They used a short-acting scopolamine, which lasts about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
What's a scopolamine?
Scopolamine is a drug that it's like a date rape drug, but it completely inhibits the memory of what you've done.
Oh, wow.
And I think date rape drug does that as well, which is a roofie or whatever they call it, but it's a form of scopolamine. Anyhow,
wow.
Apparently the military has been using it for quite some time, and they've gotten very good at administering it, and they've gotten very good at its timing. In other words, it's not a 6 to 8 hour type of thing. They've got it down to, they can give it to you and then look at their watch and know when it's going to wear off.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like a show in of itself, I think.
Oh, I know. We could talk just about what the military dark ops people are using now for implants. That's a whole show. I know more than I ever wanted to know about all this stuff. Anyhow, so back to my story. So Melinda keeps reading, and she gets down to a point where she says, yes, they took us down the elevators, and they escorted us to the loading dock where the delivery of the linens and the food and all that stuff comes in. It's between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark out. They line us all up against the wall, the concrete wall where the trucks are parked. Now, what they had pulled in are 3 Ryder trucks. They look like Ryder trucks, about 12 feet, 8 feet wide or whatever they are, but they're probably 16 or 12 feet long. I don't know. I don't remember them.
Right.
And inside of these 3 Ryder trucks are like dentist chairs. And it's clean. It looks like a hospital room in there.
Huh.
And apparently they have these, and they use them in the military already. They're like torture chamber devices that drive around at different spots when they need to torture people. Like, I wanted to know this, right? I found this all out later. So Melinda and I are standing up against the wall, and there's about 15 of us down there, and she said something to me that thoroughly convinced me it happened. Absolutely convinced me it happened. She says, Lorien, you were standing right next to me, and you looked up at me, and you said, nobody's going to believe this. And I would absolutely say that. Those are the exact words I would say in a situation like that. I'd be under my breath going, God, no one's going to believe this.
No.
And she says, that's exactly what I said. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I knew. It was like somebody hit me upside the head and said, oh, it really did happen. And what was interesting about it is a year later at the 2014 Mind Control Summit, I had to do a whole presentation on the taking of us all.
Okay.
And people can buy that, by the way. If you want to see an amazing conference, I never plug my conferences. I always forget to do it. I forget to tell anybody to go look at them,
Yeah.
I have 2013 and 2014 are up online at mindcontrolsummit.com.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not allowed to give out your website here.
Oh, I'm not?
No, I'm just kidding. I would care at all, actually. See, that's how little I promote anything I do. I'm just kind of like under the radar all the time. Maybe they've got me mind controlled not to promote myself. I don't know. No, please. Why don't you let people know that where they can get them again? Because I'm sure they would want, I would want to see them.
I'm telling you guys, the 2013 and 2014 summit presentations were simply amazing. And I think the Sean David Morton when everybody laughs at me when they say I had Sean David Morton on my summit, but he came in via video and he told an amazing story about a super soldier called Ghost Walker. He's kind of like the first guy that ever came out. And it's a really compelling story. Really compelling. I mean, just for that and Melinda's story about what happened in 2013 in Henderson. Oh my God, it's well worth the money, believe me, folks. And I have a coupon up there right now that says it expired in October, but I don't think it did. So, if you really want it, just email me and I will get you a coupon for account. So don't worry about it. Just say, I heard you on Eric's show. I want a discount to watch the videos, and I'll give you $5 or $10 off or whatever. I'll come up with something.
What was your website again for that?
Mindcontrolsummit.com. If you email me through the website, I can help you guys out. So.
Mindcontrolsummit.com. Okay, yeah. Great.
Still has the summit up there on 14. I did not do one in 15. I needed a year off because of all the insanity around it. But let me continue with the story. So I'm sitting there, and Linda's now convinced me this has happened. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, really? You guys have got to be kidding me. And I said, no way. And I said, well, you're just going to have to present about it at 14 because people need to know. I mean, if this is really what the military is doing, then they need to know. And so at 14, she's presenting about the whole thing. She's saying the names of the people that were involved, and several of the people that were involved sitting there. They were presenters at the conference in 14 as well, and they're sitting there looking at each other. They're going, that never happened. I mean, they're still not believing, just like me, like I was, right?
Right.
And until Melinda really, put the screws to it, as they say. So they're sitting there going, no way, no way. So they went and they got regressed after the 14 conference. And found out it really did happen. And one of them came back to me later and said, oh yeah, I remember going on the truck, and I remember walking the little plank of wood that they had put out for us to walk over that little, hole between, about a foot distance from where they backed the truck to concrete loading dock. And I remember sitting in the chair, and I remember them saying, "Okay, dearie, you're in here for your annual checkup, and we're going to see how you're doing." And she's like, that's all she remembers.
I don't like the sounds of annual checkup.
Well, okay, see, now this is where it got really bad for me, because this year in Laughlin, I was at Paolo Harris's conference in Laughlin doing a live video broadcast, and Belinda was there, and Misha Johnston, who's the woman who did remember that part about the plank and going onto the truck. They took me out one night. I'm going, "Why are we going out?" And they go, "We need to talk to you." And I said, "What do you need to talk to me about?" And they said, "Oh, you'll see, it's no big deal. We just got to talk to you." So I'm feeling like, I kept thinking, God, this is mind control intervention? What's going on? They're going to tell me something I don't want to know. Oh my God. And sure enough, I was right. We went out to dinner. Then they took me out for drinks. They got me a little tipsy. Then they asked the bartender, there's a back room that I didn't out at this hotel. They did. They said, "Oh, there's this bar in the back that they can close off." And there was nobody in there but us.
Oh.
And we go back there, and they had closed down the bar, and they said, "Sure, but on your way out, be sure to close the door and lock it, and there's somebody out front that'll keep an eye on you." Anyhow, long story short, we're the only three in this whole area, and we're laughing and having a good time. And then they said, "Well, we need to talk about it now." And I said, "Talk about what?" They go, "We got to talk about Henderson." I go, "Oh no, I don't want to talk about it." They go, "Yeah, we got to." So okay.
Oh no.
So, Misha says to me, again, she reiterates that she did hypnosis and that she did find out it did happen, and she didn't want to know it was real either, and she didn't want to believe that they could still get to her that easily, and on and on and on. This is a woman who, like Kathy O'Brien, was used as a kind of monarch sex slave when she was quite a bit younger, and probably before Kathy O'Brien or Arizona Wilder or Bryce Taylor or any of the famous monarch mind control women that have come out and spoken, in the 90s and early 2000s. Misha was being used back in the 60s and 70s.
Wow.
Literally, probably the very first one that they did this to. She remembers nothing of a whole year of her life. She married a guy and was used in several places. She remembers going to mansions just like Eyes Wide Shut. She also remembers being at Bohemian Grove. I mean, this woman has more information than I think Kathy O'Brien, Arizona Wilder, Bryce Taylor all put together, except for maybe Bryce, because Bryce was being controlled by Bob Hope and Ronald Reagan and quite a few of the high-up politicians. But I digress.
You digress. Hey, real quickly, since you talked about the Mind Control Summit in, we should mention you are putting it on again this year.
Yes.
And for folks who just tuned in, I am speaking with Lorien Fenton. She's a nationally broadcast radio host. She has several radio programs, including California MUFON Radio, which I'll be on in about an hour and 15, maybe about an hour and 10 minutes from now. But Lorien also puts on several paranormal trade shows and mind control summits, including one coming up in May, correct? That's the one you've been kind of talking about.
It'll probably be the weekend of the 20-something. The weekend after Mother's Day is where we're picking right now. And I am picking the hotel this week, so, all is good. It's going to happen.
We'll certainly have you back to talk about the specifics of it, but we want everybody to be able, who wants to pre-reserve tickets or learn more about it, definitely go to your website. You want to give out the website again for them?
Yeah, sure. It's mindcontrolsummit.com. And what you'll see when you get there is no current Mind Control Summit up on the website yet. Within 2 weeks, there will be.
Cool.
All I have up there right now for you to really sink your teeth into, which I think would be very good for everybody, actually, is the last 2 summits, and they're up there for purchase.
Absolutely.
So if you'd like, email me. I'll give you a discount, and just, get a hold of me, because they're extraordinary summits and extraordinary. You guys got to get caught up to where I'm at. Kevin Annette was I guess Judy Byington, satanic ritual abuse is a big part of all this as well. I mean, there's just so much stuff going on in mind control. It's mind-boggling. But anyhow, back to my story.
Real quickly, did want to.
Yeah, real quickly.
I wanted
How
to
much
ask
time
you.
do we have left?
I wanted to ask you. I'd like to wrap it up by 7:00, so that way you have a chance to prep for your 8:00 show, and I have a chance to prep for it as well.
Actually, I gotta get dinner.
Yeah, exactly. But I did want to make sure that people know that the abduction is optional. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, it's
Go to your...
actually, it's not really it's like when you say abduction, people start thinking aliens.
Right.
There's no aliens involved in this. It was pure military, black ops military.
Right.
The MyLabs people, the people who take people because they want to find out information that they have. People go, oh yeah, these guys are, taking. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm a little distracted because I got both cats in here, and a cat fight's going to break out any second now. So I'm waiting for the big.
Put them on cam. We might go viral.
No, they don't deserve it. They make me so angry all the time. But I love them. They're my kids.
Hey, since we've got a couple of minutes, why don't you tell us a little bit about your other upcoming events, and so how people can get to those as well.
I will. But I got to say, I got to finish the story about Laughlin, because this is what happens to us, Eric. I start talking and I don't finish the point to all this. Anyhow, so we're sitting in Laughlin, and the two ladies are there with me, and they basically kept saying to me, Misha remembers them saying it's an annual checkup, because I kept telling them for years and years and years that I've known these women that I have nothing to do with the mind control community, except for maybe a little bit because they wanted me to put on conferences for these people. I said, that's it. That's the only involvement I have. And they kept saying all night, Lorien, you've got to realize something. You're a major player in this whole mind control stuff. You're probably a mind control victim yourself. You probably were trained as something somewhere along the line. And I was like, no way. And they kept saying, but remember these words, Lorien, annual checkup, and you're one of the people being put in the van. I said, great. Oh, God. So by the end of the evening, I am so freaked out. I'm telling you, folks, I was totally freaked out that I'm actually part of all this in some way, shape, or form. Now, I don't believe that I'm part of it like these women were at all.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember any traumas in my life. I had a great childhood. Everything's been fine for me. But what I have come to the conclusion that might be what has gone on with me, with all of the super soldiers, targeted individuals, mind control people that have come to me over the last 5 years, is that I might be involved at a DNA level. And the reason I say that is because I think they've been using my DNA to create some of these super soldiers over the years.
Really?
And the reason I think so is because I have a very interesting bloodline that I'm not going to go into today, but I had no idea about it. I've been very psychic my entire life. And I manifested a rabbit when I was 7 years old, and I think that was when they first noticed me.
Oh my gosh. Now we got like 4 new reasons to get you on the show in the future.
The stories alone of my psychic things that happened to me growing up they're a whole book that I'm putting together.
Absolutely.
Just the stories. Oh my God, they're wild.
The book will be about 3 inches thick. It'll be thicker than the dictionary.
Oh, I know. I'm really worried. I'm gonna have to cut out some stories. I think the woman walking through the wall, she'll stay in it. I'm talking to my dead boyfriend. He'll stay in it. Let's see what else is going on. I don't know. Just tons of stuff in there. The troll doll incident there.
So why don't you real quickly tell people about the other couple upcoming events? We got about 2 minutes for you, and then I need to wrap up the show.
Great. Okay. Other events. I'll be putting on the Kennedy Con. The first Kennedy Con will happen here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, the last weekend of May. So I'll be going from Las Vegas, the third weekend of May, doing the Mind Control Summit at mindcontrolsummit.com, to Kennedy Con, which will be up very shortly as well. And Kennedy Con is going to be on JFK's birthday this year, the weekend of Memorial Day weekend. And we're going to be talking about JFK, Robert RFK, MLK, Martin Luther King, and also Marilyn Monroe and a few other characters involved in the whole JFK. Oh, the Junior as well, and the plane crash a little bit. Yeah, we've got experts in all of that, so it's going to be quite interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, especially the Marilyn Monroe part. I can't wait.
Hey, why don't you give out your radio programs, the 3 programs again, and I think that'll be enough for tonight.
Thank you.
Let's go get dinner, and I'll see you in an hour.
Is on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific. The Fenton interviews are at 8 p.m. Pacific on allnews.network. It used to be Veterans Truth Network, but it's now allnews.network. The link on the website, my website, LorienFenton.com. That's LORIEN.com. LorienFenton.com, FENTON.com. So it's spelled like Lothlorien in The Hobbit, and Fenton, F as in Frankie, NTON.com. You can check out all my shows there. I also have California MUFON Radio tonight at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays on Inception Radio Network.
Awesome, and I look forward to being your first half-hour guest. And who else do you have on tonight that you might as well let...
Rosemary Ellen Guiley. We're going to be talking about the Jinn.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
That's fun.
Maybe I'll definitely, after I get booted off the air, after you kick me off the air, I'll listen to Rosemary then.
No, she's a kick. You got to have her on your show sometime. She's really wonderful.
Oh, I'm sure our audience would love it. Absolutely love it. Well, hey, thank you so much, Lorien. I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. If you wanted to hang up or whatever, or if you want to listen for the last minute while I wrap things up, you're more than welcome. But with that, thank you very much again for tuning in to the Cosmic Cafe show. That does it for our show this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. And you can connect with us socially on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, all the social medias out there. Again, like I said, thanks again for watching. Thank you, Lorien Fenton, for coming on our show. I super appreciate you coming on. And I hope you've enjoyed your visit here at the cafe for our daily specials. If you did, please be sure to subscribe and like and share us with your friends. Let them know about our daily shows, and we'd much appreciate it. Hey, thanks so much. Have a great evening. And if you tune in to the radio program, MUFON, California MUFON Radio, with me and Lorien in about 1 hour from now, I'll talk to you then. If not, then we'll catch you tomorrow night. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. With that, good night.